Hello and welcome to this edition of Let's Talk About It. My wonderful guest today is none other than Houston's own Mr. Archie Bell of Archie Bell and the Drells. How you doing, sir?
Doing fine, doing just fine.
Glad you were able to make it.
I'm glad to be here.
I know you're a busy man and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, but it's a pleasure to be here. You know, it's very rarely that people get a chance to interview you, so I try to do all I can to really explain the history, how this business all started with me, you know.
Right. Now, for those of you that might not know, Archie Bell is Archie Bell of Archie Bell and the Drells. One of the most popular songs he had back in the day was called Tighten Up.
That's right.
And I think that's the song that most people know you for is Tighten Up.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, you wrote that song, is that right?
Right. I had the idea. I was telling you earlier that I had got a letter from Uncle Sam that said greetings, but I knew I wanted Christmas, you know.
Right.
So I think I was at the most depressed time in my life, you know. I knew they were going to get me.
Mm-hmm.
We was in the studio and working as a group, and I was laying on the couch and I was rooming with the guy in the dress named Billy Butler.
Mm-hmm.
And he came in and started doing this dance, and for the moment I forgot about my problem, you know. I wasn't depressed anymore. I started laughing. I said, "What's that dance you doing?"
Right.
It was something on the radio, KCOH radio, and I said, "What's that dance you doing?" He said, "I'm doing the Tighten Up." So they gave me an idea, you know. And about 2 weeks before that, I heard that a disc jockey in San Antonio, Texas, say that nothing ever good came out of Texas because of the Kennedy assassination.
In Dallas.
Yeah, and I thought about it for a minute, and I said that idea kind of got me out of my depressed mood. So I said to myself, I want to do a song that let the people know that we're from Houston, Texas, and that we not only sing, but we dance as good. The key word was good.
Okay, all right.
I want them to know that there was something from Texas that was good. The key word was good and everything. That's why in the introduction I said, "Hi everybody, I'm Archie Bell and the Drells from Houston, Texas. We not only sing, but we dance as good as we walk."
Right.
And everything. But I sit down and started writing a song and got it together, and never thinking that it would be a big hit as it was. You know, we went in the studios and recorded the song, and the guys who played the music behind it was TSU Tornadoes,
Okay.
a group that went to Texas Southern University, and Leroy Lewis. And
So all the percussions and everything we hear is
the band,
and the horn is TSU.
Yeah,
Okay.
And they use it like on a break song. So we went in the studios and recorded the song, and I guess a few months after that, I was on a bus heading to Fort Polk, Louisiana, you know, for the military.
Okay.
I was down there protesting with Muhammad Ali. Two months later, here I am on the bus going to Fort Polk.
Okay.
And it's happened to me. What happened was everybody in my unit, my company, everybody went to Vietnam except me and another guy. So I guess that was, you know, really God said and everything. The guys here thought that so you had a connection to keep you out of Vietnam. I said, no, that was God. I didn't have nothing to do with that, but, you know, I'm glad I didn't go because I had a brother that went, you know, my oldest brother was in the Marine.
Yeah, so you didn't have to, you ended up not going.
I didn't go to Vietnam. I went to Germany instead. I went to Germany.
Okay,
yeah,
so you were still in the military, but you just went to Germany.
Yeah, the company I was in, everybody went straight to Vietnam, but me and another guy went to Germany, you know. I don't know how that happened.
Okay.
But it was good. I didn't like being drafted, but after I got in the military and got a chance, I had never been out of the United States, and I got a chance to get in the military. I could go to any country in the world on weekend pass, Africa, all over Europe.
Is that right?
So, you know, it was really great. But,
Okay.
That's how Tighten Up really started and originated. We never thought it was going to be a big hit like it was, but it turned out to be the biggest hit that I've had so far.
Yeah, I know. That is synonymous with me. That Tighten Up is synonymous with Archie Bell
Right.
because that's what I knew you for myself. And my parents used to listen to your music and
Right.
things like that. But I never put a face to the song until most recently when I saw you in the other studio.
Right.
And I was like, oh, so that's Mr. Bell. I got to talk to that guy.
Yeah.
Have him on my show.
Yeah, one of the young men that told me about, you know, I gave him a T-shirt and everything. He
Right.
told me he was asking how to get in touch with me. I said, it's right on time.
Is that right?
That's right. That was
Perfect.
right on time, yeah.
You know, we got a lot of fantastic artists that come out of Houston. And you know, one of the artists that's most known, well, a group rather, is like Destiny's Child.
Right.
You know, and I was telling some people earlier, you know, before Destiny's Child, back in the day, you had this cat named Archie Bell and the Drells.
Right.
There was a whole different group that came out of Houston, Texas, that basically put Houston on the map in a lot of different ways.
That's right.
Now, were you under a record label at the time, or how was the record industry?
We were on OV record label. That was a label that my manager Skipper Lee Frazier had. You know, Skipper Lee, he was a disc jockey at KC.
I've heard that name for sure.
And everything, but that was a label that he had and everything. And later on, Atlantic Record picked up OV label, and you know, went on Atlantic label.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I've only heard of Skipper Lee as a disc jockey. Is what I thought he was.
Yeah, he was.
But I never knew that he had a record label.
Yeah, he had a OV label and everything. The label OV, that's his son James. Yeah, his son is James O.V. Frazier.
Okay.
And everything. That's how he ended up with the OV label, just like Barry Gordy did in Motown.
Okay.
With this label, with the daughter's name, you know.
Yeah.
And then two, he had 4 or 5 different acts on. He had about 5, 6 different acts on.
That was under his label. Is that right?
Right.
Besides you guys.
Right. The
Really?
Masters of Soul, the Avalons, the Ambassadors, the Players, you know, different groups around 5th Ward, 3rd Ward area, you know.
Okay, okay.
And I think he did some with John Roberts and a few other people, you know.
Yeah.
Along with Don Roby, Duke Peacock label. Don Roby had a lot of people on his label, too.
Okay, out of Houston.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, so Houston's been on the map for music for quite a while.
Yeah, Bobby Bland, that's the Philip.
Bobby Bland?
Yeah,
Was
Bobby
out of
Bland.
Houston?
Yeah. No, he's from Memphis, but he recorded on Duke Peacock.
The label here in Houston.
Yeah,
Okay.
Little Richard.
Come on now.
Carlton, Joe Hinton, yeah. It was all on Duke Peacock. Johnny Ace. Yeah.
I'm learning a lot here today. And I know I'm going to learn a whole lot more before it's over with. We're going to be back in just a moment with more of Let's Talk About It. You guys stick around. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to this edition of Let's Talk About It with my very special guest today, Mr.
Tighten Up.
Tighten Up. Archie Bell of Archie Bell and Drells. I know you guys know who this man is. We're talking about the music industry and his life in the music industry. Now, you didn't start in 1969. The song came out in 1969, right?
Right. But I started in junior high school. The group started in junior high school at E.O. Smith Junior High School on 5th Ward off of Lowndes and Gregg.
Okay.
And we got the guy by the name of L.C. Watson, James Wise, Willie Parnell, and Gerald Watkins. We had a talent show at the school and everything, and we got together. We sang in the Glee Club and the boys' chorus. We got together and decided we were going to enter the talent show. So we entered the talent show and won first place, you know.
Okay.
And the group was called the Drells because the guy L.C. Watson, he was in love with the Dells. So what we did, we put an R in the place of the Dells and called ourselves the Drells instead of the Dells.
And that's how the name was born.
That's right. And people always ask me, what is a drill? I said, the drill is a consummate entertainer and gentleman.
Okay.
You got to look good and you got to treat the ladies right because the women are the ones who make people what they are in this business.
Okay,
show business,
all right.
You know? They buy the records. They even have their boyfriends go buy records. But that's what we named the group and everything. And we did a show one time and the people thought the Dells was going to be there. Mm-hmm. And when we came out on stage, everybody was kind of getting rowdy and everything, but we did such a good job, they forgot about the Dells and, gave us.
And it was all about Archie Bell and the Drells.
Yeah, that's right. And then we had to explain to the people we the D-R-E-L-L-S, not the D-E-L-L-S.
Got you. Now, after you guys finished, after your music, what caused you guys, did y'all break up, or what happened with the group itself?
No, we had worked. We had been all over the world. When I got out of the Army, we worked 360 days a year almost, all around the country. We stayed on the road for 9. We did 9 months of one-nighters, from
really?
to 200. We stayed in trouble. We did everything around the country, around the world. And, when the guys started getting a little older, it wasn't too much to accomplish. Some of them still producing and writing. And my brother and my cousin, Willie Parnell, he is in the barber business. He's a barber shop, my brother.
Okay.
Everybody went off, but I'm the only one that decided to, to keep things going. People always ask me, how long are you going to do this? I said, until I can't do it anymore.
Right. Until you just have to stop, huh?
Yeah, and I had put in too much time, 50-something years. That's how long I've been doing it.
Wow.
And I put it aside, I didn't want to stop now, but I'm not able to, travel like I did when I was 24. You can't do things at 24, and I just had a birthday September the 1st, and I was 69. But
All right.
but I still can space myself. I still know how to tighten up, and you kind of pace yourself. Instead of running the candle on both ends, you just stick to the one end.
There you go. Sound like words of wisdom.
Yeah, that's right. And when you're in this business, you get on the road, you have to have wisdom. You know how to take care of yourself, because being an entertainer and traveling is just like being an athlete. You have to eat, take care of yourself, and make sure you stay healthy.
Right. Now, how did you stay away from some of the trappings of the industry, like drugs and this type of thing? And I know all the women were all over everybody. I know that's just how it works in the industry. But I know you stayed away from that.
Well, I stayed away from the drugs, but you hit it with the women. But the thing is, when I got in the business, I saw how many entertainers, even before drugs became popular, alcohol.
Okay.
That was the biggest drug at the time. I took out many people, and when drugs came to town, and I started seeing how all these young, beautiful, talented people end up dying at the early ages. Well, that shocked me right away. And talking about sticking a needle in my arm, I don't want to go to the doctor to stick a needle in my arm. So, I didn't have to worry about it. But that's one thing that I told the fellas. I said, you got to leave the drugs alone, because that's downhill from the beginning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we've lost so many legendary people because of their addiction to drugs.
Yeah.
And, even today that's happening, and probably even more prevalent.
That's right.
Today that you see this type of thing happening. Now, as far as the music industry is concerned and technology, how has technology affected the music industry as you see it?
Well, technology, when the computer came to town, anybody could go in and cut a song and do the music. But, we were just talking about it, my friend was just talking about it earlier, that producing, the songs, the old school always had music. They told stories, but now it's one beat, one rhythm, and repetition.
Yeah.
Everything, they don't have stories anymore. They don't have producers like they have anymore. And, these young people getting together, especially the ones who going off left wing, disrespecting women and using words of gangster rap.
Yeah.
There's some good rap stuff out there, like Don't Push Me, I'm Close to the Edge. That's
I'm trying not to lose my head.
That tells the message, because there's a lot of people in the country today going through things like that. The whole country's getting ready to shut down.
Yeah.
So those songs are really ahead of their time, They were far ahead of their time.
Yeah. Now, you've met a lot of people in the industry.
Everybody you can think of, from Muddy Waters to Frank Sinatra.
Is that right? So what was that experience like for you? Or at the time, I guess you were just as famous and popular as those guys were, right?
Well, Tighten Up was something, I don't know what about it, but everybody, looked on to it. I was in New Jersey once with Frank Sinatra. He said, man, I like that Tighten Up thing, Different people, it was something about it that everybody, it was a turning point in music. It did something to change the music totally.
Okay.
Like when Michael Jackson came out with Billie Jean, you could hear all the bass patterns, the song sound something like Billie Jean.
Right.
So when Teddy Pendergrass was out, and then all the music sound, when one song was popular, other people, producers pick it up, follow through, And I talked to a lot of the musicians, whatever instrument they played, drums, guitar, whatever, the first song they learned was Tighten Up,
Is that right?
So that's how I got tagged. And I think next to James Brown, I'm the most sampled. They use sampling artists in the whole country.
That's good. So tell me this, are you still able to get residuals from the music
Yeah.
that you, okay? Because I know that the industry was so different back then,
Right.
and a lot of the artists were actually ripped off
Yeah.
with their music back in the day. And of course now, things are so different in the music industry.
Oh, yeah.
So do you still have your royalties?
Yeah,
And this,
I'm
that?
still getting royalties, and they still doing things, XM radio, all those elevator music, jukebox.
Right.
You still get all that stuff too. But I've been with about 7 different record labels, and I'm in litigation with all of them today.
Is that right?
That's right. And like most of the people who came before me, they didn't get any money. They ain't got nothing.
Is that right?
And if they sign up a young person, they sign all these young people up now, because if they make, if you $1 million, they're gonna make 150 million. Because they have your material on your tracks for the rest of their life, But
Absolutely.
I'm still getting a lot of releases and a lot of people commercials, commercials on TV, radio, and everything. I'm still getting royalties on that too.
Yeah, it's amazing how you can create something in your lifetime that will actually sustain you throughout your life, and that affects lives of others for generations to come. And when you're an artist, you're able to do that type of thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tighten Up is in about 5 movies, and I was looking at TV one day and I saw Homer and Boy Simpson doing
Homer
the Tighten
Simpson.
Up.
Okay.
That was a trip, you know.
Right.
Then a lot of other artists recorded. A group out of Japan, YMO, Yellow Magic Orchestra, they recorded, but I told you that Meso and the Kingmen did.
Yeah.
Everybody's recording.
That
You
is-
go in and Google and put Archie Bell and Drells, then you see all kind of people, you know, imitation.
Yeah, it's imitation.
Mhm.
Well, you know, they say that's the best form of flattery.
That's right. That's what I learned at an early age.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit more with Mr. Archie Bell. We're going to be back in just a moment with more of this interview, so you guys want to stick around. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, welcome back to Let's Talk About It with my wonderful guest today, none other than Mr. Archie Bell of Archie Bell and the Drells. Welcome back to the show, man.
Good to be here.
Yes,
Good to
sir.
be here. Always.
You know, we were talking about the music industry and how it's changed from back in the day. Now, has that affected you any today?
Well, I think it's affected everybody, you know, really, the people who know what real music is, you know, but I look at it, I tune it out, you know, I don't be involved, don't look at it.
Okay.
You know, I see it, and one time I look at something, if it's good, I want to see it over, hear it over again.
Okay.
But when I see something that don't grab my attention or hold me there, a good song will hold you,
Mhm.
a good show so will hold you, it keep you visual.
Right.
Visual.
Right.
But the music nowadays is just totally going wrong. You know,
Okay.
too many people in the places where they shouldn't be. Justin Timberlake got R&B awards, and when he's not even a black man, you know.
Right, to represent rhythm and blues.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and everything. And a lot of people don't realize rhythm and blues don't mean rhythm and blues. It means beat. The drum
Okay.
was the first instrument. It's rhythm and beat, because that's what separated everything. You know, if you was at the Grand Ole Opry, you couldn't be playing. They didn't even have drums back then, but you know
Okay.
the drum is how the beat was. The black man from the drum, and they call it rhythm and blues. They just like they changed rock and roll to rockabilly, you know, to fit the white market.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I found interesting too about the groups back in the day, where they would actually take, the record labels would actually take a black song and give it to.
Yeah, Pat Boone, Fats Domino,
Mhm.
they did a Blueberry Hill, and Elvis Presley did, and Fats Domino did. I forgot the song that he did. Somebody had recorded, but that's what they did, because they didn't want to play the black music on the radio, because they called it spear music. They didn't want their kids to be introduced to the music.
Is that right?
A jungle music, they call it.
Wow.
And the white kids fell in love with the music. If you notice, when Barry Gordy came out in the early '60s with his label, he never put any pictures on the album.
Okay.
And everything, but because they discriminated and things. They went to a radio station, they saw a black face, they wouldn't play it.
Is that right?
But he wouldn't put little cartoons and everything on the album cover. And then when the kids got the music and listened to it, they fell in love. They didn't care what color the people were. And
Yeah.
everything. But that's one of the way they broke down the barriers. But if you notice, the first album we did with Tighten Up, our pictures put out, it was a cartoon drawn on the first album.
Isn't that
Now,
something?
They started putting the pictures on the back of the album then, by that time, 68. So
Isn't that something?
So you know what happened the early years in the early 50s and 40s back in that day.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting how we have to modify ourselves sometimes just to fit in, or
That's
make
right.
these changes to fit in just so that we can be, I guess, sold, if that makes any sense. And you know, even in today's society, I see a lot of black establishments and businesses that don't put their picture on the forefront because they think that they'll be prejudged by being black, or nobody will come to them if they're black. And it's unfortunate, because if you're good at what you do,
That's right.
then people just need to come to you because you're good at what you do.
That's right.
You know, or listen to your music because it's great music,
Mhm.
and it makes a difference, you know?
And I've seen a lot of good music go in the trash can, but the junk is getting through now.
Yeah.
A good song, they don't play it, everything. And when I leave out of this country, go around the world, they remember you, the people out of this country remember your track record. In America, you're only good as your next record. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Now, speaking of going out of the country, you're about to go to, is it London?
Yeah, I'll be going to London 29th of this month for a week.
For a week in London.
Mhm.
So are you excited about that experience?
Oh yeah, it's always good to go to out of the country, because when you go, they welcome with open arms, and they really appreciate it. They remember your track record, you know,
Yeah.
and everything. And I'll probably be going back to in December and February. But
Is that right?
yeah,
You know what I've noticed too. A lot of times you get more love out of your city than you do in your city,
that's right.
and sometimes in your country, which is unfortunate.
Hmm. Well, I don't know why it's like that, but you know, I never been as popular here with the news media, the 102 stations. You know, they play Tighten Up and I Can't Stop Dancing, but I had 48 singles, 36 in the top 50, and everything.
Okay.
And I got a track record like, not like Michael Jackson who sold millions of records, but over a period of 20, 30 years, you know, you sell hundreds of millions of records. You know?
Right, right. So you own all your catalog, you said?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Record company and everything. I'm still getting my residuals, but I'm still going through some legal, you know.
Yeah.
Because somewhere down the line they shortchange you, you know.
Which is not unusual for the music industry.
That's right.
I mean, you hear this type of thing all the time where people are being sued because of the music that they're not being paid for that they actually wrote and produced.
They got all kind of tricks. Tricks of the trade, you know, to rip you off, rip offs.
You got to always have your good attorney available
That's right.
on hand at all times. Now, the dancing, Archie Bell and the Drells was also known for singing. They're also known for dancing.
That's right.
So I'm looking forward to just a quick dance lesson from none other than Mr. Archie Bell in just a moment. I'm going to see if you can teach me a little something.
All right.
All right.
I will show you how to do the tighten up.
The tighten up, all right? Don't play. All right? In just a moment, folks, we'll be back, and you'll get a chance to see me and Mr. Archie Bell doing a little tightening up. So you don't want to miss this. Stick around. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, welcome back to this last segment of Let's Talk About It with my wonderful guest, none other than Mr. Archie Bell, who's actually going to show me how to tighten up. You guys don't want to miss this. Don't laugh. All right, we ready to tighten up?
I'm ready.
There's the music.
2 to the left, 2 to the right. Don't forget the whip now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Both hands on your hip. Don't forget the whip. There you go. That's it. You got it.
All right, I got a whip.
Yeah.
Y'all know nothing about that whip.
Every time I hear some so
Check it
out. Double step. It makes me wanna dance and sing.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Tighten up.
Try to tighten up.
Don't forget the whip.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. You got it. Let's make it mellow.
Make it mellow.
Make it mellow.
Oh, make it mellow. Oh, we don't go all the way down with it, huh?
Yeah.
Stay at a certain level.
Yeah. Tighten up. Whip it. Yeah.
All right.
Step out.
Okay.
This is what I do.
And that's where I stop. Hope you guys have enjoyed this edition of Let's Talk About It just as much as I have with my wonderful guest, none other than Mr. Archie Bell of Archie Bell and the Drells. All right. You guys can get more information on the show. Let's Talk About It at Let's Talk About It 12TV at gmail.com. That's Let's Talk About It 12TV at gmail.com. Now, Mr. Bell, how do people get in touch with you?
You can get me in touch with Graves, jbell 944 at AOL.com.
All right, say that again right into the camera, nice and loud for me.
Graves, Graves, jbell 944 at AOL.com.
All right. I hope you guys have enjoyed this edition of Let's Talk About It just as much as I have with my wonderful guest, Mr. Archie Bell. Until next time, we'll see you then. All right. Hello and welcome to this edition of Let's Talk About It, where my guest today is none other than Houston's own Mr. Cuttone. How you doing, man?
Excellent, excellent.
All right, welcome to the show, man.
I'm glad to be here, man. We made it happen.
We made it happen. We made it happen.
Yes, sir.
For those of you that may not know Cuttone, Cuttone is one of the hottest artists here in the city of Houston, who's always putting it down. He's a trendsetter, making things happen.
Yes,
now,
sir.
you got a new project coming up, right?
Actually, I do. My new EP and album is called Vintage Love. It's basically taking it back. So
Okay.
to real music, a lot of great all original production, lyrics. So it's all about love. So we're taking it back to vintage love. Man.
Okay, now describe what vintage is for you.
Vintage is for me something that it never gets old. It only gets better with time.
Okay.
And I really, coming from Detroit, Motown, it's in my blood, even though I'm here. So my original home is Detroit, but
Is that
Houston
right?
is my home as well. So I'm bringing back that real flavor, so when you get into it, it's a groove. It's not just a beat, it's a groove. So when that groove get into you gotta let it fly.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now how would you describe your style of music?
A breath of fresh air.
A breath of fresh
Yes,
air.
sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Because a lot of people hear rap and they think it's just, but mine is more poetry in motion.
Okay.
So that blended with real smooth R&B, jazz, gospel, so I can't miss you.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So if you had to compare yourself to an artist that's out here today, who might you compare yourself to?
Oh, wow. People hear me and it's a blend between like Common, Most Def. People really are lyricists, and but on the singing side, it's just smooth. I'll say BB Whining, so I know that's a crazy.
Is that right?
twist,
Okay,
But
okay.
it's like that. Yes, sir.
So you do a little bit of the rap, but you also have vocals.
As well, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One that's featured on my EP is called On and On.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a serious love hip hop, and it's you, the missus, and the coupe, top down,
Okay.
and it's you and her.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is your inspiration for the songs that you write? I'm assuming that you write all of your own music.
Absolutely, yes. This was really, I was inspired to do Vintage Love because I am an inspirational artist. But at the same time, my wife was like, when you gonna write something for me? And I said,
Okay.
well, I write through inspiration, but I just realized I wanted to write something that's dedicated to our decade plus of love. And then also just let people know it's still about the love and relationship. So, a lot of times you hear a lot of the drama of it,
Right.
but it's a lot of people who have great relationships, and I'm blessed to be one of them.
Okay, that's fantastic,
Yes, sir.
man. So what's next for Mr. Cuttone?
Wow, what's next? Actually, a couple of major events that's coming up in Houston is
Okay.
I'll be hosting the Community of One Gospel Fest. That's going to happen
Okay.
at the Fountain of Praise, which is located off of Hillcroft and West Orem. And also,
Right.
Fountain of Praise is one of the largest
Yes,
black
I'm
churches.
very familiar with Fountain of Praise, yeah.
in Houston. So that's actually November the 9th.
Okay.
The first Saturday, November the 9th, Found the Praise. I'll be hosting and performing at that event.
Is that right?
And also in Houston, I'm going to be doing the hair show.
Okay.
The largest natural hair show in December.
Really?
December 7 and 6, so I'll also be doing production work and performing on that as well.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
No, I also understand you have something coming up, is it Thursday? This
Thursday, yes. How can I forget this? Yes, absolutely. Thursday, I'm actually doing an event at the Jet Lounge. It's 1515 P's. It's right in the shadows of the Toyota Center. And actually also I'm going to be doing taping for Mocha. So I'm going to be doing some
Okay.
taping and interviewing and also promoting the different things that I have going on as well.
All right. Now, you know what? You just said Mocha.
Yes.
For those that don't know about Mocha, tell them what Mocha is.
Actually, Mocha Talk Live is a talk show that I actually produced, and it pretty much started right here in this room. Actually, Ferrell, some years ago, me and a good friend of mine, Mr. Manuel Ray, we actually started it, had a brief stint on cable, and I'm actually rebooting it. So it's actually should be hitting the airwaves, UHN. Channel 43.5, which is our digital channel
Okay.
in Houston. So that's going to be hitting in about 60 days. So we just locked the deal in, and that's another thing I'm excited about.
Yeah. I had an opportunity to see some of the footage
Okay.
from I guess it was one of your events.
Okay. Yeah. Sizzle reel.
Sizzle
Yeah,
Reel,
yeah,
exactly.
absolutely,
And
yeah.
man, some of the talent on there
Yes,
was
incredible.
just phenomenal. I
Incredible.
mean, you guys have to see this. I
Yes.
mean, when I tell you some talented people,
Yes.
they were
Thank you.
talented. They would rival any artist that you see. in the mainstream today.
Absolutely, and that was the reason that, I actually produced Mocha Talk Live, to give artists like myself and those artists that you saw a real platform, one that's professional, one that can truly allow them to display their talent, so the world can see Houston is really the New York of the South. And my goal is, in doing things just like yourself, sir, is, really putting the word out there, letting people see out there in TV land that Houston has a lot to offer.
Yeah, Houston has so many talented people, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, from the gospel artists to R&B artists, the list just goes on and on and on. Another reason I want to have you on the show, and I want us to have this dialogue, is because so often when you see people that are in the same industry, although we're not in the same industry musically, but we both are talk show people. It's an opportunity to let people know that people in the same industry and brothers in the same industry can cohabitate and get along and support one another. And that's always important. So it's very important to me that I support my brother.
Absolutely.
No matter what that is.
And I tell you this, I know we're talking, this is
real talk. Let's talk about it.
This is all talk, but that's why I was so honored. I really been working to get here with you, because I really appreciate what you're doing, and I'll say I'm proud of you. And
Thank you.
Feeling that, because we need more of that. This industry is, and Houston alone is it's like a barren land for what you're doing and myself. So, my thing is, I'm definitely going to push and support anything you're doing. It's just a call and just let me know, hey, and I'm here. But I appreciate everything you're doing as well.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
We all want to be appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I certainly appreciate your level of appreciation for me, and I wish you tons of success.
Thank you.
With everything that you're doing and that you're about to do musically in the city of Houston.
Yes, indeed. So,
how do people find out more about you?
Absolutely. I am on Facebook, Dewan Cuttone, and the artist, and pretty much Twitter, Dewan Cuttone. So you just have to add my name, Dewan Cuttone, and then at Twitter, at Facebook, etc., at Gmail. So not hard to find. And I'm in the city, and we're looking forward to doing some tremendous things, man.
All right. Now, are you prepared to maybe give us a little sample of what you do?
Actually, I am. I am. I have some stuff for some of you.
Is that right? All right. Well, I know you guys probably want to hear a little bit more about what this man does. So can we do a little something?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
You want me to? Oh,
you can free flow, or do we need some music?
We can track. We can track. I think if we track it up, it'll be cool. That way
we'll track it up. It'll be cool. Okay. Then I tell you what. We're going to be back in just a moment with more Let's Talk About It with my wonderful guest, Mr. Cuttone, and you'll get to hear a little bit from him and see a little bit more of what he's about. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. All right. We're back, and here's the artist, Cuttone. All right. Take a listen.
Lion heart, like some, hey. Young phenom on them keys, hey. Experience the future love, hey. Let it spin, go. Hey. Oh no, welcome to the future love. Go. Oh no. Cuttone, in her love, I get lost in time. I believe she's from New York. The way the card's mine. Swish. Heaven ain't hard to find, cause we gone, you can get it, pause, rewind, yeah, part of that HHSC, heavy hitter series, y'all don't know the theory, the love of metamorphosis, go crush the diamonds, I love the way she shining, yeah, she was from the block, I was from the hood, we got together, the love is all good. Yeah, see what we have never misunderstood. I'm around the world on that Go Street, she know it's all good. Yeah, but she gon' be there when I touch down. Detroit, LA, New York, it's going down. Yeah, switch the style up, stealth mode. She's already ready for the next episode. Go! Oh no, rock on. Oh, yeah, go. Oh no. Yeah, this love, goes, oh no. Rock on, hey. Yeah, it's the future love. Let's go. Like this. See, I love her like I love my work. When we in the bed, it's me, God, and her. Yeah, adjust the radio. I know the way you like it, so I rock it slow. Please cherish every fleeting moment. Yeah, ripping no rehearsal when I'm on it. Yeah, you see it's gonna take a lifetime just to see all the shine. Press, rewind, see I measure twice, but I cut once. Please relax, enjoy the ambiance. Want you to de-stress, let me get you in your zone. For the night, we making love in Rome. Beach with white sands, I got many plans. I know it's on your mind, it's a dynamic chance. Yeah, consider where we are, it's just a glance. Cuttone's introduction to real romance. Go! Rock on, one love.
All right. That was Mr. Cuttone. I hope you guys one love. I hope you guys enjoyed this edition of Let's Talk About It with my wonderful guest, Mr. Cuttone.
Thank you.
And you can definitely get information on him from
Well, Facebook at Dewan Cuttone, Gmail, and also YouTube, Dewan Cuttone. Yes, one love.
All right, and for more information on me and the show, you can certainly reach us at Let's Talk About It 12TV at gmail.com. That's Let's Talk About It 12TV at gmail.com. Until next time, we'll see you then.